Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Thank you. Friday, right? We said Friday. Feels like Monday, feels like Tuesday, feels like Saturday. Who even knows? So today we are going to spend some time really hitting on the website. We're going to talk about Moxi websites, what's already kind of set up for you, how easy it can be to set up or to activate your website so it's ready to rock and roll. But also take some time and show you, if for any of you that like to spend a little more time digging and you have, a little OCD, maybe you're an overachiever and you feel like it needs to look so much better. Moxi does give you a fantastic capability of being really to upgrade your website just based on what it is. But right off the rip, your website is ready to go. It doesn't look bad. Looks very, very good, but there's definitely a few steps that we're going to need to take to be able to make sure that's good. And then if we have time towards the end, we're going to go into Moxi Engage again, and I'm going to show you how you can digitally work a farm with Moxi Engage and set up your farm on neighborhood news. So monthly they're getting something, maybe a holiday campaign, something on the lines of that, and actually it can do so much more. But that in itself is a pretty decent test. So as we go online, if you don't mind, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to throw them in the chat as you're going. I try not, there will be some kind of dead times as we are talking, just because as I'm helping everybody in the room, I may be walking around and might be a little pause. It's not because I don't want to talk to you and I don't want to see your face or anything like that. I'm just kind of walking through some of the issues that we have in our live classroom here. So let's go ahead and kind of get started. So what I'll need you all to do is let's everybody go ahead and log into Moxi, however you do it. Okay, so remember, there's multiple ways to get into Moxi. The first way, if you've never done it, is you want to go onto 21 Online. Okay, you want to go to 21 Online, might as well show you for any new people that are on here. Go to Productivity Hub. From the Productivity Hub, it's all in alphabetical order, so please feel free to follow the alphabet and look for M for Moxi. I got way too many. Oh, Sarah, there you go. Give it a second here. So, and online, can you just give me a thumbs up if you could see the screen? I just want to make sure that we can. You can. Okay. Thank you, Stacy. Good to see you, my man. Thanks for jumping on. Okay.
Thanks for having us, man.
So Productivity Hub. Scroll down, find any of the Moxi platform. I usually go through Moxi Engage or Moxi Present. Click Learn More. And then click Access Moxi Present. Okay, so that's one way you can do it. The next way is once you pull up Moxi, you want to save that as a favorite on your URL so you can kind of bypass those steps. So once you're in there, make it a favorite, and then you don't have to go through 21 Online to log in. Now, has anybody in the room online had any issues with trying to get into Moxi last week? It's crashing. Definitely have a few hiccups here and there. I will tell you, for those of you online and in the room, if it does pop up and it says Moxi Present, you're not actually in there. It has some funky stuff going on. A couple quick ways to fix that issue is if you're on Chrome, open up an incognito window, log in through incognito to 21 Online or Moxi. The other thing to do is clear your cache and your cookie history, because if you do that, that actually will help with Moxi loading back in. So if any time you try to log in and you're just not getting where you need to be, that could be one of the first things that you can do to actually fix that. Go through settings. So like, for instance, you would go click on the right, you go down to settings, and you can actually, but you don't even have to use incognito, and that's going to probably 99% of the time you're not going to have any issues. So let's see if we could. With Moxi, yeah, well, just go into one just to get it in there. But with Moxi, it's a one-time login. So as long as you get into Moxi and you're there, scroll down just a little bit and click Access. Oh, that's too far. It's too far. Too far. A little bit down. Right there. Nope. See, it says click Access. Okay. So the nice thing with Moxi is one-time login. You don't have to log in every single time you go to any of the pieces. So on the top here, you can see where it's my website, impress, engage, and present. So just as long as you're logged in, you're good to go. And yes, we are going to website. Now, what I might do is I'm going to switch my account to Joy's. For those of you who don't know Joy, does everybody in here know Joy that's hanging in the back here watching us? It's okay if you don't, but you should know Joy. Joy is a very important person in our brokerage, just in life in general. She also signs every one of your checks, so you should definitely make sure that you say hi. Give her a high five, tell her like yes, no reason, no reason. Anyways. So, you know what? Does it, hey, Stacy, does it allow you to unmute by any chance? You don't have to talk. I just want to see if it lets you, or or you have to ask her.
Yeah, it allows me to unmute.
Yeah, it's working. Okay. I turned it down a little bit in our office. All right. Whoa, we don't want to do that. No. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's make sure everybody is in Moxi. You're in the website page. You're right here, like I am. Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay, go back to roster. Like brand new, like how brand new? Like today's your first day? A week? Okay. You may not want to do everything on this until we have everything, like do we have your bio and all that stuff already in there? Okay, so I will probably take notes and watch. I don't want you to have to redo anything else that's on there. Okay, so we're there, we're writing notes. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to adjust settings on your iPad. So we're going to need to go to, are you in Safari or are you in Chrome? Do you have Chrome downloaded by any chance? If you swipe down real quick, you can just search. Let's just see what we got here. Yeah, let's see if that does it. Try going. Okay, we're not going to do any of that stuff. All right, so here what I want you to do is type in present.century21.com. That's the other way you can get in. So you can type in present.century21.com, engage.century21.com. That one's, you see where it says access Moxi right down there? Click that there. Yep, and you should be good. So we're on website. You're gonna have to log in again. Let me know where you're at with that, please, if you don't mind. In Safari, you have to change. There are some things we have to go to change, so it allows you to access different things, and the security in Safari says no right off the bat. But if we get you into Chrome, you should be fine. Yeah. Okay, so there. All right, is everybody pretty much there? You're good, Nate Taker. Yes, you are. Fantastic. Okay, so once we are in, okay, so let me tell you how easy this is to set up. Okay, so how many people online? Go ahead and hit the raise the hand button. Don't hit it yet until I ask the question though. Okay, anybody in the room who's an overachiever and is going to need to go do all this drastic stuff to their website? Or raise your hand if you're the person that just, I just want my website working. I want it to look good. I want to be able to access it, send it out, and get moving along. I don't want to make a zillion custom pages. I just want what the brokerage is basically, or the company's kind of setting up for me to kind of get started. Okay. So for those of you, you're in luck because this is actually pretty much done for you already off the bat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting in now and show you what steps you need to take. Let me get out of this real quick. I'm going to show you what steps you need to take for this. And you need to do this regardless, even if you want to start adding pages. And I'll show you what it will look like in some of the pages you can do. You need to click, you see on the top where it says Moxi website? It says website. Just look a little bit higher from your profile picture and you see present, you see engage, you see website. Yep. And then once you click that, you'll be on this page here. So just so everybody knows, again, Business Builder and Zap, they have not gone away yet, okay? So your Zap website is still running and will still continue to run until they decide to sunset it and it's gone. Okay. So what that means is until you're comfortable with this website, you still have a website that's working. You still have a website people can search on. You still have all that kind of stuff. And what we're going to want to do after you're comfortable with the way your website looks is we are going to want to turn around and let your OTL or admin know, because we need to go into Dash and we need to take the Zap one off and put your Moxi one on. So that's where it's kind of pushing everything. Okay. So when you go in for your website, I will tell you again, if you want the easy basic thing you're doing on the left-hand side, stay away from all that stuff on the left. Okay, you have everything from help, appearance, homepage, site pages. Yes, go in and play around with it if you really want to. But if you stay on this homepage, you have these common tasks here. And this is pretty much, if you don't want to go crazy with your website, this is where you want to spend your time. And it really will not take you that long if you don't want to add a whole bunch of different things to your website. Okay. Now, what some of these links will do, like when it says personalize your site style, it will go to some of these pages for you. But I highly recommend to always go back to the home so you have these common tasks, because to me, again, it's easier and it tells you everything that you need to do. So I'm going to walk you through these real quick just so you have an understanding of what it looks like. And again, the first time doing your website, come in here and literally click through these. Go one by one. See if you want it on there. See if you don't want it on there. I'll show you how you can hide pages very easily. So we're going to go to personalize your style. The first page you have here, there's not a ton, okay? You have search focused website, agent focused website, or a custom page. Search focused is what it sounds like. Property search focus. That's what the feel of the website's going to look like. Agent focus, same, it's going to be that. It's going to be more based around agent. And then you have a custom page where you can make your own, but you can't do that until you pick one of these first. So if you're going to make a custom homepage, you have to pick one of these, and this is what will make your website look like. Okay. So click the one that you want. I have it set up as agent focused. Pick whatever you want, and then go down, and at any time you could click preview, or you can go ahead and publish it. It's okay. And by the way, your websites are up. They're just not searchable and discoverable on search engines. They're not secure, which that's one of the things we're going to go through today. And at any time, you just come up here to the top where it says visit site, and you can click on it and it will pull up your site. Now this is a basic layout, just so you know, with my page. This is basic. This is what comes for you. And I'm going to show you how you can kind of liven it up, change the picture on the back, that kind of stuff in just a second, okay? Make sure I don't have any questions. No. Okay. You'll see in your tabs up here, when you do log in and you go to my site, I gotta just find it. You'll see it just pulls up another window for it. Okay. So first thing you do is personalize your homepage style. What do you want it to look like? Once you have published that, you're going to go back up to where it says home, go back to this list of common tasks. Here, the next one is personalize your homepage. Your website is the only one that you can update your own picture on, by the way. The other stuff with Moxi, you have to go through Dash. You have to send us that picture so we can update it for all the Century 21 stuff. But you actually have a lot of play with your website. I would hit publish, yeah. And again, no one's really going to find it unless they go to your website, and I'll show you how to find what your website name is. But I'm also going to show you how to use a domain to make it look differently so it's not as long and stuff like that. So on your homepage here, you're going to see on the right-hand side, that's the picture I uploaded. So first thing is, that's kind of like your banner when you logged in. Let me go back to it real quick. Again, if anybody wants to look at it, literally click on visit site. This is what it looks like for me. So that picture I just showed you here is what you're seeing in the background right there next to my information that's already preloaded. I didn't have to change that. Okay, the next step here talks about text color and background effect. So depending on the picture you actually are putting up here, you may want to adjust the text if there is any text in there. So again, when we went back to my page, I have it set as white. If I put black, it might be harder to see this with the picture I have in the background. But if I wanted to go back here and type black, I don't really want to do it, but I will. It'll actually change the white, oh, the key's coming in. It'll change that white where it says Beggins Enterprises, Jimmy McNally in my bio. It's going to change that to black font instead of white font. The only colors it allows you to pick are going to basically be black or white. So now on this page, yes. Yes, it's only black and white on this page. Okay, so on my page here, the only options, as you can see right here with text color, is black or white. This is what's provided for you. This is my picture. So I may change my picture. That picture that was on the right, that is that picture that was on this page right here. So that is the picture I have where it says upload, put a picture in there. And again, just the color. Now this is what's already provided for you. If you want to change and go even further, you want to make a custom page where you could do whatever color you want. The idea behind this is it's super easy. You just got to take the time going through these steps and your website's done and you're comfortable. Scroll down a little bit further. Now, one of the things you can possibly do is adjust the background effect to make it a little bit lighter. So maybe it, the contrast is right. But again, just look at it. You can go down and preview it. See if you like it. Go from there. Next step is your photo. So you should already have your photo loaded in there. And you can add more information if you want. I kind of just left it. I didn't change really anything in here. Okay. And then finally, you have this custom text here, which if you look here, this is what I have on the right. I put my bio here. Now, if you look at my website, you'll see there's a section over here that's called About Me. And if I can go to my bio from there, I wanted it on the first page. That's just what I wanted. You can put whatever you want there. So if I go back to this page here, this is where the basic functionality comes into play. Because there's not a lot you can do. I can add a picture. I can add a link. I can change the way it looks. I can insert media, links, tables. I mean, if you really wanted to, but it's very, very basic web stuff that you have here. Nothing crazy. Okay. I mean, and the only thing I did that was a little bit different is I went through the next little section here is featured properties. So if you look here, you see where it says property list and you check on it. So when you looked at my page, you saw my information and the first thing that popped up was featured properties right there, right? When you're setting up your web page, you can come in here and decide what you want. So if you want your listings there, if you want your sold properties there, if you want your office listings, company active listings, company sold. So if let's say you don't have a lot of listings or not a lot of sales, brand new rate, don't have a ton. Maybe you click the office's listings or features property. No, it's okay. But then at least something's showing up on the screen. So I pick featured properties, but I could go in and do the company stuff or office listings, any of that stuff if I wanted to. And you could change this at any time. Like if I change this, it's going to change my website. So if I go here and I go to company active listings, okay, we already saw what it looked like prior. You can even add a custom search. So if I wanted to add, I can actually make a search just for waterfront properties that's on there, which is kind of cool. I'll show you how to do that in just one quick second. You do have a section here for a blog. You do have some useful links here. So these are all just little things that you can adjust and play around with. And then one of the things I did is I had a couple videos to mine. Social media links you need to send to admin. Because it needs to go through Dash. So if you want to put your Facebook page, all that kind of stuff, you need to send that to your OTL or admin so they can get updated in Dash. The other thing you're going to want to do is when your website's done, I'd probably say do it at one time. Send that along with the new website address that you have so we can change that in the back end so it changes across the board. Okay, but like if we look at my page here, so again, we have this, featured properties, and then I went into some videos. Just tied directly to YouTube, but it makes the page look a little bit different. Don't go crazy on there. You guys have seen my bat realtor takes. Oh, I might need to, let me actually, hey guys, for those of you that are not familiar, and this is really for Stacy and Carissa, sorry. I do this bat realtor thing. So you may see pictures of me dressed up like Batman. Like that's just the thing. It just happens. Don't judge, please. But it's there for you. It's there for if you want to. So that's the basic setup for your homepage. Okay. Now let's say, and I have gotten this question a lot, so let me show you how to make a custom search. So your custom search here, you're going to click on this button. It's going to say, geez, I love Zoom in that there. Okay. So it's going to make the adjustments for my web page first, which, by the way, let me go back and refresh that. And the changes go pretty quick. Yeah, no, that didn't change yet. Okay. I need this somewhere else that's not in the way. Okay, so when it comes here, you get to the custom property search. Obviously, name it. I said waterfront, right? And then it says enter your custom search path here. Like, what the hell does that even mean? And you come down here and it says blah, 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 blah. This, what you have to do is you have to go back to your website. Okay. Start a property search. And this is the thing with your website, the property search is exactly what Moxi uses for all of its presentations for your CMA. So it's not any different. You're not seeing something different. And then I can come in here and I'm going to go back to Apollo Beach just because I'm more comfortable with that area. Let's say I want to do Apollo Beach. And then I'm going to come down here and I want to filter, and let's just say I want to find waterfront homes. I'm just going to leave it like that. So a whopping 20 properties we have available. Once you get that, once you're set up with that search, you're going to come up here and copy the URL. Okay. Well, you're good. Well, it will be secured. You're going to be secured here in a little while when we get to the bottom of this, but you would copy that. And it tells you right here, the easiest way to conduct your custom search is to execute a search on your site. So make a search on your site. When you have the criteria set, you're ready for what that search is going to look like. Copy the URL. And it says to copy it starting with search. Okay. So all I do is I just copy the whole thing. Okay. What's going on? Where you at? Okay. So are you trying to make a search? Okay, so where's your website? So go ahead and pull your website up. Do you remember how to do that? Okay, so at any time while you're on this, you click the button here that says visit website, and it will pull your website up. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you want to set up a search. So you can either do it by here by clicking that, or you can come over here to properties and scroll down to search, property search. So pretend you're in MLS. It just looks a little bit different. You're searching for an area, whatever that is. So if you've been using Moxi Present and doing CMAs, you ought to be comfortable with this standpoint. But if not, where do you want, so what kind of search are we set up? Let's start there. Okay, so start typing that in. Okay, and choose what you want. And then now, since what else are we doing for your search? Is that it? Just that? Okay. Now what you're going to do is you copy that, go back to your website now to the admin page where we were doing stuff. And you're going to copy and paste. Well, you've already copied, excuse me. So you're just going to paste. Yes, ma'am. If you look right up here, you see how I just did everything right there. Okay, now that's the whole website, but that's not what it asked for. You see down here in the bottom, it says example search path, and this is in yours too. So if you look at the bottom there, it says it starts at, you need to start it at search. So what I need to do is I'm going to just highlight this. That does not need to be in there, and I'm deleting it. Now I am set up to do if you want a custom search. If you don't want a custom search, you're already set up with a property search functionality that lets anybody search whatever they want. Just like if you were to send them a random search for MLS and say, here's everything in Tampa between this price and this price, like they can just go to town and do whatever they want. As waterfront and that kind of stuff, right? You could search for whatever you want. You can search for whatever you want, whenever you want on the property thing. To me, I probably wouldn't do this that much. I would go into the basic stuff and just get your website up and going. And then if you really want to start digging in and make a custom beaches page that has a custom search for that, I'm going to go into making some custom pages that you can do. That's probably when I would recommend doing it. You know, have a page set up for the beaches. For St. Pete, hey, you want to learn about St. Pete? Click this. It goes out, goes to a website. You start talking about St. Pete, and all of a sudden you have a custom search that's set up for St. Pete, if that's what you want to do. I honestly didn't do any of that. I did it once, but then I stopped. I said, no, I'm not even going to do this. I didn't. I just said, let me make it as easy as possible. Now, when you see the other stuff I did, it's a totally different story. I definitely went down the rabbit hole. Okay. All right, what you got, Stacy? I got to turn you up over on this side real quick. So give me 1 second. I don't know if that's going to work. All right, Stacy, go ahead. Can you hear me?
Can you do multiple searches, or can you just do have one search at a time on there?
Sorry. Whoa. No. Okay, can you say that one more time?
Can we do multiple search features, or is it just one search feature at a time?
You can actually do multiples. So you can make as many searches as you want. So you could have a page for Panama and have a search set up like basically in there. It's going to be based on your MLS though. I think in Vegas you said that you had 2 different MLSs.
Yes.
So you'll be able to access either one.
Okay.
If that makes sense. You could just add, you could basically add as many pages as you want. So you can have one set up for this and one for set up for that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, cool. Sorry. I have to go back and forth from turning down the speakers in the room to turn you up. So I apologize about the pause and asking again. Okay. We good now? Did it work? Okay, perfect. Now, again, we're doing this basic, so it's going to be like you have to do some other things if you want multiple custom searches, if you're going to do any of that stuff. But remember, when we're done with everything, you can preview it at any point. Like you can see down here, I can click preview. I can save it. Once you're done with it, you always go back home. That is what I recommend, 1,000,000%. Do everything from this page. All right, this one actually gives you the next one here. It talks about creating a custom search. We just did that. This one talks about creating custom menu links. Okay, so your menu links are going to be up here on your website. So if you want to add more, all I have set up right now is home, properties, and I have a whole bunch under more. You have the ability of adding more links there. If you want, you don't have to. If you look at the basics of the page, I need to switch over because I have more than just basic stuff. So give me just a second. Now, I do not, just so everybody knows, the only reason I have access to these people's accounts is because they gave me access so I can help them with stuff. I cannot go into, and the broker cannot go into everybody's stuff. You cannot do that. Well, now we're going to stay on the website because I want to show you, I want to go through the website of what's already there. And I added a whole bunch of stuff, so we probably don't want to pay attention to mine. Oh, it's not letting me. Crap. Well, I'll show you. We'll get to that. Okay. But basically, if you just do what's out of the box, you're going to have a home page. I mean, look at what you're, go to your page real quick. Didn't you just have it up? Remember, anytime, visit. Yep, just visit that. Yep. So you're basically going to have home. There's going to be a home menu. There's going to be property, buying and selling, about me, and neighborhood news. You're going to have those there. Now, if you look at mine, I kind of dropped it down here. I don't like having a lot of stuff on the top, but that's me. You guys do whatever you want. But I have looking to buy, about me, a whole bunch of other stuff, which I'll show you later. But that's what comes out of the box. Like, there's really not a ton that you have to do to get this thing up and running. So I'm going back to the homepage again. Spend the time here. Next one says organize your site's navigation. So what this is going to do when you click on this is it's going to pull up all your pages. And on the left here, these are your site pages. Remember, I said don't go clicking all these things if you don't want to go down the rabbit hole. But by clicking that, it brings us here. And if you see here, you're gonna see a few things. So on my property one, remember, oh, we got a question. Hold on. Where does the custom search appear once we have it? Sarah, it all depends on where you put it. So in this case, the custom search would be on my homepage because that's where I was using it. But I could actually add a custom search anywhere throughout my pages. So you decide where you want it. And as you can see here, so this is basically tab 1, which is my homepage, menu item 1. Menu item 2 was pages. Underneath our property. And if you look here on my website, I go to property, I have property search, featured properties, listings, company, right? That's what you see here. Property search, active listings. Now, this is also where you can delete all those extra menu items that are sub menu items or hide them. So I don't have any listings right now. I don't want that on my website. So I'm hiding it, but it's still there. So I can show that at any time and add that to my menu. Featured properties, I can hide whatever I want in here. I can hide or I can delete. Next one comes up. You can say, you see how it says looking to sell your home. Now, some of the cool stuff is you're actually able to move these around really easily. So if I decided that I want, you know what, I'm going to go find the testimonial page I made. I can move it up and put that in my about me. Now you can see here, there's already a my client testimonial page that's already made. That's hidden because I made a better one. That's just how I roll. If I decide I want to go back to this one, I can basically show it again. But it's so easy. So you see, these are my menu items. I can move these things around and put them wherever the hell I want. You couldn't do that with Zap. You can do anything with Zap. You're like, here's a picture. Here's some testimonials. Maybe I'll change my bio. We'll call it a day. I know you could do a featured video here and there. But as you go onto that page, you can see in yours what you have available, what's already been basically made for you. And I'll show you how you can make a page in a second. Okay. Next one here is your client testimonials. This takes time, just like anything with Moxi Engage, Moxi Present. It takes time to practice it and play around with it, but it also takes time setting it up, just like Engage. Like if you go in with Moxi Engage and you put in 7,000 people that half of them shouldn't be in your CRM, you're putting garbage in and you're going to get garbage out. So you need to take the time on some of this stuff. So specifically, if you use the basic functionality of your testimonial page, you can copy and paste in here. Okay, but this is the deal. Like you got to find out where the reviews are coming from, wherever you get them from. If it's Zillow, realtor.com, Real Satisfied. Honestly, I went into Zap because I know that Zap at least ties in all my Real Satisfied, and I've copied some from some of the other ones. Start there, and then I went ahead and went to Zillow or Facebook.com or Google, and just you can copy and paste. So, Mindy, you wrote me a really great, really great testimonial. Amazing. I love Batman too. Okay. So Mindy went ahead and gave me this fantastic. Now I could actually add, if I wanted to, I could add an image to this. I'm not going to go that crazy because I went crazy somewhere else. Okay. I did. Well, wait till you see what I did. You guys are gonna be like, oh my God, this is awesome. And of course, I'm going to say it only took me 10 minutes. And you're going to be like, thanks, Jimmy. Thanks. So remember, that was on, let me go back to my site pages here. And I'm going to go to my testimonial one, right? That's the one I just made. I don't know if it saved it. Where is my hidden one? Okay. So I just click view. It's going to pull it up. Okay. So I actually didn't save it for her, but you can see this is what the basic will look like if you don't put any pictures in. If you don't change the color background, but it does give you, I mean, it doesn't look bad.
But you have to go in and type.
You have to put your own, you have to put them in there. Yeah. And don't go making them up. Okay. I mean, don't go be like, I mean, you can make, I mean, you do whatever you want. Okay. If everybody goes on there and say how awesome I look in the Batman, I know that it's not legit. I know it's not. So that is something that's basically what it can look like for you if you do the basic version. It's not bad. If you think of the Zap website, it was pretty similar. It wasn't anything crazy, but you just at this point you have to put these in. I know there's talk that with Real Satisfied, it's going to work its way through eventually. So some of that stuff will help. But as of right now, I mean, look, you own this website. It's you. Put the stuff in it that makes sense for you. And this is the other thing, just by doing everything we're talking about today is not going to get 1,000 people on your website. Once you allow it to be found on search engine and stuff, it's not all of a sudden, it's not gonna be like, oh my God, this is better than sliced bread. I'm going to this website. Your website is only as good as you use it as an agent. So if you're posting it on Facebook, posting properties, like I started to search for properties and post them on Facebook works so great. Get them going to your website, things like that. That's how you start doing some things on the SEO side, which is basically the search engine optimization, where maybe it starts popping up eventually, but it's only as good as what you do with it. So ideally, website is here for your clients to come on. They're going to search on it. You're going to possibly get some stuff. And you see some of the things I did. It's kind of cool. But it's only as good as what you do with it. Just like Moxi presented. If you're never going to send out a CMA or presentation with it, what's the point of spending the time and doing all the work and doing that stuff? Okay. So let me go back. All right. So let's say I take an hour the first time going through this. I'm going back to my homepage here. I just want to make sure it's up and running. I'm going to go through this. It's going to say add your social media links. I'll go show you that you cannot do that. It's not going to let you. The only reason mine did is because I pushed everything through Dash. So again, when you're ready and you're comfortable with your website, you're going to send your new website to whoever your admin OTL is and all your social media accounts. If you ever need to add one, you need to send it to them so they can do it. And then that way you can see here, it can pop up. Like I have a Twitter and I can't type anything in there. It's not going to let me. Okay. Send it. Send them the link. So you see this? That's what I sent. Yes. Don't send your name.
No, I mean on Moxi website.
Yes. Everything. Do that just to be safe. Okay. And if you want to know what your website is, I never said that. Well, I guess it probably just goes to Susie most of the time, but you send it, she'll get, okay. So just so you know, what is my website? Like anybody want to know? Okay. So, well, mine's different because I will show you how to do a domain change and stuff like that. This is your website here where it says C21 Begging. So everybody click on where it says my sites. And this is what you're going to share with whoever you're going to share it with. You broke, I'm the only one. Oh, because I have two.
Again,
Sorry. No, because I do the. You didn't do a thing, right? No, there's not. Hold on. There's an easier way to do this. I apologize.
I mean, I'm fine with opening it up, like to visit the site. Copy,
Well, that's what you might have to do.
Yeah.
No, you guys don't have it. Only I do. Well, just because I have the broker site too. I have to fix that one too. So just just visit your site. Sorry, everybody. Visit your site. So basically it's your first name. You see that? Hit visit site. Top left. You see it? So it's kind of long, right? Jimmy McNally dash Century 21 Bagans Enterprises sites.c21.homes. It's freaking amazing, right? It's awesome. It is fantastic. I would totally get a domain and change that, but you do not have to. So for those of you who don't want to spend any money and make their own domain, you have a website. It's right there. It's done. Share that away. Have a great time and move on. So for instance, like I have, like a GoDaddy, or in this case, Moxi has a way you can do it. Like I own jimmymcnally.com. So if you go to jimmymcnally.com, I don't even need to because it's still showing you right here. See, look, mine actually says. Because that website is still up. Those websites are not gone yet. So, and I don't know if it's going to replace. I do not have the answers to that, but if you want it to look better, do it yourself. But those other websites are not going anywhere yet. So they're not just getting turned off. Like even when you're ready to use this and send this out, your Zap website and your C21, like that's still there. That's not going anywhere right now until it sunsets and goes away. And then eventually you won't be able to access it. I'll show you that in a minute. I'll show you how to create one. Yes. Yeah. Perfect. No, so we'll get into how to do a domain, but and I'll show you your best bet on how to get it set up. Well, it just doesn't do anything. Well, all you did was buy a name. You have to tell it what you want it to do. And so I'll show you what steps you need to take if you do get a domain, if you already own one, or if you want to buy one. I'll show you in a few minutes. Okay. Let's finish going down this list. The next one here, set up your blog. Okay. Anybody in here online have a blog? Yes, no? Okay. If you don't, who cares? Move along. If you do have a blog, take the time, click go there, set up your blog. You can actually attach it to a specific website that's already there to kind of keep it fed and things like that. If you do not, you can move on. So I don't have a blog and I actually have it hidden. Well, if you look at it, again, the basic setup, everything looks the same. So look, name the page, tell us what it's kind of about. Well, see, there's actually nothing on this one. So that's fantastic. It'll actually give you some links to see how to do it. I mean, the basic stuff is all going to look like, give me a name and give me a body of whatever it is that you're doing. And then it shows up on your website, which still is not bad. I'm really playing off the fact that you can do a lot of other things. It still does not look bad when you do that. It still looks very good. Okay. So once you're kind of once you've gone through those steps, you like how the website's set up, you like your banner, you're not going to go super crazy on anything else. Next thing you want to do is you want to click on this button that says apply for SSL cert. The SSL cert I've already done. This is what makes your website secure. So instead of HTTP, jimmymcnally.com, it's HTTPS. So what you will do, I cannot show you this because I've already enabled it. There is a blue box that says go ahead, activate SSL, click that button because you'll have a red X on it. So go down to where it says apply for an SSL cert. Go back home. Yeah, so it's security. So have you ever gone to a website that says HTTP and then HTTPS? The S is like, it's more secure. Okay. Yeah. You can leave the box checked, but what I would recommend is when you do this SSL, they say it could take up to 48 hours for it to hit correctly. You're going to know because what will happen is if you click go ahead and do it, you'll probably see a lock that will pop up. If it doesn't, so like on mine, I went back 2 days and it came back to this again and it didn't work. So if that's the case, then click that little box that's right on top of the blue box that says go ahead and activate. Uncheck that box. So click apply for an SSL cert right there. Okay, so you're already done. And you can see here if you look, if you want to do it now, do it now. Yes, you can do it. It's fine. Well, this is the thing. People can go to this website anyways. It's just not going to pop up on anything yet. Yep, go ahead and do it. Yep. But this is one thing I would write down to go back and do. Go back and look at this in the next 2 days and make sure that it's still set up like that. Okay. Super easy, but yes, you want to do this. Any questions online on that? I mean, that's pretty simple. Click set up SSL and click the blue button. That's pretty much it. All right, now next up, we're going to get into completing your site activation. Okay, this first one here, it says make your site visible. You're going to click on that. And then you're just going to scroll down and you're going to have this little box down here that says search engine visibility. If you have not done anything with this, that box is going to be checked. What that basically means is it's discouraging trying to index your site and find it for anybody that's searching online. It depends. Are you ready? Is your website, are you comfortable with the way your website looks? Then uncheck that and hit save changes. Click the blue button. The one that says activate. Uncheck it. Sorry. Uncheck the box that says discourage search engines. All right. Now go back home. Oh, you're good. All right. You can go ahead and click that blue button right there. You're good with that. All right. Uncheck that box if you're ready to go. If you want to. Yes, sir. It says no, it says search engine visibility. It's kind of, I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's towards the bottom. Yeah. And then uncheck that box. Because right now it's checked because it's discouraging your site to be found. And then save your changes. Okay. I'm going to walk around, see if everybody's doing it. If they're comfy, you good? Or did you do it? You're good? Okay. Yep, you can save changes there. Yeah, that should be it. Well, if you go back to site pages, you'll actually see the featured pages there and you could actually change it. So you see go here, go to edit. And then let's scroll down. And you have a right here. So that's what you're going to show in there. So you create it there. Yeah. Okay, cool. So now we are visible online. You did your SSL cert. Like I said, it takes up to 48 hours to possibly do that. I haven't seen it take that long yet. Your website's ready, just so you know. You can start sending that out right now. But next thing here is setting up your vanity domain. Now, what you're going to see is when you click on set up your vanity domain, you're going to see this first one up here that says, mine says HTTPS James McNally .c21 beginsenterprises.sites.c21.homes. Okay. That's all that's there for you because that's your website. There's another way to find your website. Now, if you want to change this, what you want to do, there's two things you could do. One, if you do not have a domain, come down here, click here to get started, and you can use Moxi to basically purchase a domain. It's usually not that much per year. It's really cheap, actually. I'm trying to figure. I thought it was like 15 or 20 bucks a year. That's not bad. At most. I click the button that says get here to get started for a domain, and you can go and purchase basically whatever you want your website name to say. Mine says jimmymcnally.com. I own that. So this one's Moxi. So when you click, if you're in Moxi and you go to click here to get started, it will be actually Moxi's. You're buying it through Moxi to pay for it, or you can go to, like mine's GoDaddy because we didn't have Moxi 7 years ago when I started. So wherever Google also has a way of buying domains, buy your domain from whoever the hell you want. It doesn't matter. This makes it easy because it's Moxi and you're tying it to Moxi, but whatever you want to do. Find the domain that you want. Once you have purchased that domain and you're ready to go. Yes, ma'am. We'll get to that in a second. Let me finish this part and then I'll get to that in a second because you've already got your domain and stuff in there. I'll talk about that in just 1 second. So once you're done with that, before anybody says, I'm going to go point my website, because if anyone has a little bit of tech knowledge, you can easily go in, play around at GoDaddy.com, and it says, where do you want to point your website to? Now, when you point a website, when you type in jimmymcnally.com, it points it and goes to jamesmcnally.c21. ... and you still see that big ass long, huge URL for your website. Please do this next step where it says step 2, contact support. When your domain is paid and you're ready to go, click on this form, fill it out, and then within 48 hours, Moxi support will send you a link or send you basically a response to this with a video to walk you through how to set it up correctly on your domain, along with some specific name servers. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole of what all this stuff means. Do this, and they're going to give you instructions on what you need to do to make it work right. Because if you look at my website, it doesn't matter what I click on. It still says jimmymcnally.com. It still says jimmymcnally.com, profile, my bio. There's certain things you have to do. Pointing your website will not do this for you. So follow the instructions when you get it. If not, as always, go to the bottom of my email, click on set an appointment. I have a Calendly thing. You can find what's available for me, look at what's good for you. What's that? Well, okay, so this is the other thing. I'll tell you why it's like this. What's up? No, we're no huffing and puffing over here. Okay. I'm not going this far with everybody because not everybody has a domain to do this, but you have your info. You may need, and if you go back and you click, just fill out that form as much as you can, and they will come back and give you all the information you need. Then once we get that, then we can go in and do what we have to with the website, with your domain. Well, you've already done it because you have 3 different websites that are on that page there. Did you see that? So that was your next question. So I'll get to that one in a second. So again, let me go back to it. If you get your information and you're like, Jimmy, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't want to do this. Again, reach out to me, shoot an email. I will say, hey, set an appointment. I have it set up each week, so I know when I'm available. So you just put in what we're doing in the comments, say, I need help with my domain. We'll do a Zoom. I'll walk you through it. We'll figure it out. I'll help you through that part. Okay, no worries. Okay. Now, why does this website say this real long one? Okay, so we're going back and forth as a brokerage for this one. Okay. No matter what you do, or if you step away from real estate, but you're like, maybe you haven't done anything in a while, and you're kind of, life comes in and does some things, but you're still with the brokerage. You're not doing as many deals and stuff. No matter what, as long as you're a live agent with Century 21, alive, I meant like actually active, like doing stuff. I didn't mean to say alive, like if you're dead now. That is website is going to work no matter what until I'm actually out of the company. JimmyMcNally.com may not work anymore because I may forget to pay, or I may get out of the business, and I may do something, or something happens. The reason we're still putting this on here is because of that, because no matter what, they're still going to get to your website. If you forget for 3 weeks because you took 4 months off to pay to keep your domain up and going, because right now, if I don't pay and keep my domain going and I go to JimmyMcNally.com, it's not going to go anywhere. So that's why we have that for now. That might change, and if it does, then we're going to need whatever your name is. Jimmy Sells Tampa, whatever, you can do that. Now let's go back real quick to, I'm going to go here. So after you get your domain and everything set up and you do what you're supposed to in your domain, that's when you're going to end up having these options here. So this is how I got JimmyMcNally.com to stay up on everything. I chose this JimmyMcNally.com and I set that as my primary. And that's what you're going to see every time you log into it. So you check the box that you want everybody to see everything for. Oh, it really doesn't. Just see which one works. So if you're, let's say I'd start with this one, set as primary, and it will tell you if it works or not. Because I think one of them I had an issue with. So no, it doesn't. You actually have to tie something to it. So we have to tie this website to that once we're done. That's why I'm done. That's why if you go to that, nothing happens. Now you own it, which is great. You own that name. That's yours. Okay. Huh? Okay, well, we'll have to play around with that and see what's going on. Sorry about online. I know we've been kind of going off kilter a little bit. Okay, so it's already 11:55. It's already been almost an hour, and we haven't even got to the custom stuff. Does anybody want to keep going? Or are we done? Yeah? Okay. If you got to leave, you got to leave. But like I said, please set up an appointment with me if you need to go over this stuff more. I have no problem doing it. I may not come all the way out here all the time because it's like an hour away from me, although it's at the beach. I love the beach, but twist my arm. Be like, we got margaritas. I'll be right there. I'll go to Orlando too. It is what it is. Okay, cool. So I know this took an hour, but if it really should only take you 30 minutes to an hour to just do some basic stuff to get your website up and going. Okay, that's really all it should take. Now I'm going to show you what I did on my website. And you're going to be like, I'm going to want to do some of this stuff, and that's fine. We will figure this out as we go. I'm going to try not to go too far down the rabbit hole because it can get kind of confusing if you've never done websites. Did you break something again over there? Are you huffing too? Are you huffing too? All right, I'm going to go to my website real quick. If anybody wants to follow along, just go to JimmyMcNally.com and you can pull it up and play around on the website yourself. Stop breaking stuff. Okay, so we need to go back to your domain and see what's going on and just make sure everything's set up correctly, okay? That's what we will do after this. But now, go to mine, JimmyMcNally.com. Have fun with it. Only if you feel like it. Okay, so we already saw the first page. And again, this is the basic page. My property searches, I didn't do anything crazy. It's all pretty much what's been said. I turn it on or turn it off. I hide it or I show it. It's already been done. I don't want to waste the time. Where I spent the time were all these other things. So for instance, I have a why join C21 Beggins family. So let me show you what this looks like. Feel free to click on it and take a look. Okay, so all these animations, I don't like some of these and they will change, but you get an idea of what you can do with the website at least. So this just talks a little bit about Century 21 Beggins, but when I click this, it actually is going to take me to our recruiting page where they can get a lot more information. So as a manager, that's nice to have for me. You may not want to have anything to do with that. And guess what? You don't have to. I have it because it's my page and I made it. You guys don't get to see it, but I can help you. Next one, neighborhood news. This is for everybody. Everybody has this on theirs. I'd highly recommend to keep it on there because this is where clients can sign up for your neighborhood news page. I am actually working on a wizard article. I don't know if you guys saw the training yesterday, but I'm working on our wizard article that I'm going to show you that's set up in Moxi Present tomorrow morning. And I think it'd be kind of cool to add this page into the presentation. So if they like what that was, they can actually come in here and sign up for neighborhood news if they like, the message that I sent to them. And for Clarissa and Stacy, our wizard article is a monthly article that our broker makes to let us know kind of what's happening in the market, not necessarily number wise, but we're really talking about not how crazy the market is, but how complex, how competitive. And what's the other one? It's one other one. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Anyways, I can even share that with you guys later. I'll send that to you so you see what we made there. Cool. Let's see what else I have on here. If anyone's playing around with my website, fantastic. If not, where did I go? Oh no. Okay. Some of the other pages that I made. I made a selling your home page. Okay. So you saw what your normal page looks like and what you have for selling and buying a home. It's very basic that you have on there. Literally, and this is why it's also important to be kind of like a living, breathing document, your website, because as things change and you want your website to change with what's happening in the market, this talks about how complicated, complex, and competitive it is. And then I drop down here and it talks about some key features, benefits that Century 21 Beggins has, talks about our locations. Slide in and guess what? Here's our strategic marketing presentation that's tied with YouTube onto my website.
The time to interview Century 21 Beggins for the opportunity to get your.
Yes.
So now that we've published our
Yeah.
website, so now that starts to go into the algorithms.
It does, but I will tell you, don't expect just because you publish the website that everybody's going to go to it. That's not how it works.
In there now.
I mean, it could be if someone specifically called out enough of your website address to pull it.
Like with the homes that are on there and people that are clicking on those homes, they don't help the algorithm.
Sometimes that will help some, but there's a lot of things you need to do on SEO standpoint to try to get your website out there. And just having a listing is not going to do it, because you can go to any Century 21 website and find a listing. And that one has been around for a while. More people go to that to probably anything else that's out there. So they're going to be going towards that stuff before they go to you. Now, eventually, if someone searches it's not content. It's not content on the page. It's getting your website out there. If you add content onto your page and you're sharing it out and using, let's say, hashtags, and there's some things you can do with this that will help with when people are searching online. But if I'm sharing my website on my Facebook page, a link to it, not just, hey, go to taking a listing, posting it on Facebook, sharing it to all these different groups, as more people are starting to activate and go to those things, that's when you start popping up more onto searches. It's not just, or if you're paying for it, don't get me wrong. Well, it'll be all those little things. So that's one thing I do like about Zap, because it did have some cool little things that you can do. It's similar. Like if you go, I'll go to that. So we're talking about SEO and how to kind of get your website out there a little bit more. This is where if you start going to some of these other things, you can actually start playing around with how to configure it, features, webmaster. Like you can really start going down the rabbit hole with this. I probably wouldn't touch a lot of that off the bat until you're comfortable with how everything's going, and you start getting people. I mean, the thing is again, the Zap website's still there. You probably have people that are still searching on your Zap website. They may, or they might be on a different website. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. the more you start getting people set on searches and sending out your neighborhood news and people are clicking and doing that stuff too, hell yeah, they'll start going up. And then eventually, you guys are gonna be pissed off at this, but this is how it is. If I was to search Jimmy McNally, Century 21 Realtor, it's gonna take me to my Zap website. Because that is what Century 21 is paying to kind of put all, like, that's just how it is right now. You do at some point. I don't know if you have read this second. We can look at that and see. No, well, that we are a early adopter to this. So if we didn't have anything else, yes, that's what you would have. But and it takes a little time when you first come on board to kind of get that stuff set up anyways. But being an early adopter, this is that kind of downfall with it is we still have all those other tools that we're telling you not to use anymore and come into this. But you know, if that's just kind of part of the beast, but we actually are lucky with it because we can take the time to learn the systems that are coming out and then slowly start taking people off all that other stuff and then never have to worry about it again. You know, there's going to be people that don't have as much time to do that. And we have months. We have like probably like 6, 7 more months, 8 months until that's going to be go away. Well, no. So supposedly it's supposed to be in June. They're supposed to be pushing out Moxi. And then Zap is supposed to be sunsetted towards the end of this year, but it all depends on how the rollout goes. Because if they don't get everybody rolled out, then I don't think they're just going to turn it off and say, here you go. So I don't have an answer to that 100%. I think it's still going to be around, but the more that we get comfortable with this and just start using it for everything, it's like, because there's a lot of people that don't like, you don't even touch that. You don't even look at it probably. I don't use Business Builder. I never did. So to me, it doesn't matter if it goes away or not because I'm not using that. Now I use the crap out of Zap, but I had to turn everybody off of that when I got them into Engage and started to actually start working them. So let's see. So these are some of the pages I did. Okay. So you see that I actually wanted to show, this is what I did with my testimonials. Again, it's a little different. This you could do so much with this if you take the time. But again, who's going to see it? So my testimonials, I separated them out a little bit differently, showing some of the houses that I sold with it. Or if I didn't have it, just like, and I did not make any of these up. I don't care what you say online. I did not make any of these up. Okay. Cool. I copied and pasted. I did extra work. I had to get the photo of the home. I had to upload the photo and then I had to copy and paste and I went to Zap and did it. I just took it from Zap. You could feasibly, yes, because when you get a Real Satisfied, you get it as a JPEG. Download that. You can upload that and leave that in there too if you want. Do whatever you want. Yeah, you could do a web link, but it's going to push it to whatever the web link is. I want it more visual. I don't want them clicking on links. I want them to stay here. At this point right now, no. But my understanding is they are working with Real Satisfied to get that. But at this time, no, it's not. They're not going to automatically be put on there at this point. I would assume something like that will, yes, definitely happen. There is a way to sync up Zillow in your account. So if you're getting Zillow, I think Zillow may do it, but I haven't played around enough with it. Okay, and then finally, like you could see here, and then I even made a section here that I just wanted to add videos because I do a lot of videos. Again, it's all stays on my website. Here's my Bat Ross. This is my YouTube channel that I am just embedding into it.
Does it automatically feed through?
You got to embed it. Literally, like to do a YouTube video, you want to actually go find the video, and then when you go to share, you want the embedded code. You copy that, and you can put it in. So anyway, so that's some of the stuff I did. Now you have my website, so you can go and look to see what I've done. It will probably be updated about every week, just playing around with some stuff. I am working on, oh, you know what I did want to show you? I am working on a beaches webpage that's going to have the projects and stuff. So imagine being able to do that where you can send it directly to yours. Then I have one here. If the last wants to work, I have down here partnerships. So we got all these programs and stuff that we use for beggings to help people out, right? So we got something called Knock, right? Where am I going to get this information? I got to send it to them. Well, what if you had it on your webpage where they can kind of see what's going on with a picture? And I only have 3 here. So I have the 201(3K one. I have the home partners thing that talks about, you know, our rent any home program. You know, it's all kind of right here. And these are things that you can do, which would kind of make yourself a little bit, you know, different than everybody else. Okay. Hi. Yeah, if you need to go, go.
You mentioned something about like farm stuff, we're all like farmers normally.
All right, are you guys cool if we move over to Engage for a minute just to show how maybe how to do some farming a little bit? Is that cool? And if anybody is talking, I apologize. I just had to turn down the receiver here because when I talk, it gives a lot of feedback with this mic. So just raise your hand if you want to say anything. If anybody wants to ask a question, take a quick bathroom break. We don't have how much time we got till it's already. So we need to leave. Okay. All right, cool. All right, we'll go 90. Well, you said we could take that call in the car. Okay, so I'm going to move over to Moxi Engage real quick. And you need two things to do this digital farming thing. Okay, the first thing is we need Remind. Go to Moxi Engage. And we need to go Stellar. So I'm going to go quick with this. I did a video on this, which you will be able to see. You should go back to not last Wednesday, the Wednesday before. But basically, this does two things. Even though we're showing a, why you got to do this, MLS? Oh my God! I wish we never switched. I wish they never switched. We didn't switch. No, they did an update, and it just made everything. So what I'm showing you here, this is basically you're going to be doing a bulk upload or uploading a CSV or a spreadsheet from whoever your CRM, whatever it's going to be, into Engage. But what we're going to do is not sign in because I can't type in my password correctly. I guess that's definitely not going to happen. You are already there. Engage. Okay, so to get into any of the platform of Moxi, go back to the last, not where what the website is, but go back to where Moxi Present was, because you'll have all those tabs on the top. Well, no, when you pull up what the website pulls up another page, so just go one more tab over. Why? I don't want to do anything like that. You know, my nerves. Okay. I'm going to do this quick and Remind. So pay attention. Quick. If you don't know how to do, if you don't know how to search for a farm, save stuff and download the info, but we will be engaged. We are going to go into Engage afterwards because what I'm trying to do is I'm going to go grab a farm, so a community. I'm going to get as much contact information as I can from them. Then I'm going to upload them into Moxi Engage. And then I'm going to set them up for a neighborhood news. So every month they get an update of what's going on in their community. Okay. To do that, we're just going to search. I'm grabbing one address, which is mine. Okay. So I'm going to go to my address just so I can pull up the map. Oops. I don't think I wanted to do that. My bad. I can't see this. All right, you know what? I'm just going to randomly pick one and let's just do this. Okay, so I'm going to go in here, find the community that I want. Okay, there's 930. Geez, there's way too many properties in here. Can I find like. Okay, so let's say, for instance, I'm going to come and I just need to grab one real quick. Sorry, everybody. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come into this community and I'm just going to farm these 500 homes or whatever that are right here. I'm going to go ahead and draw around it just so I can separate. And as you're going to see here on the right, I have a total of 386 properties. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of them and I'm going to save them to a cart. I'm going to call this Jimmy's Farm 2 because I have multiple ones. No, it did not. Jimmy's Farm 2. Thank you. Okay. Now that I have it saved in a cart, I am going to go to my carts. I'm going to find Jimmy's Farm 2. I actually have more because I've already done that once. I'm going to select all of them and I'm going to export them. Call that 3. I'm going to come down here and all I want is a property address and the owner information. That's all I want. This is going to take a while to download, but that's basically what you do. Once you get that downloaded, you're going to go to Moxi Engage. I did owner info. Well, honestly, we want the first name, last name, and email address. I'd like to have the address because it would make sense for me to go in and see where they're at, and phone number would be kind of cool too. So if you do owner address and property information, you can get those and then boom. Now you're not going to get all of everything. Some properties, they do not have their phone number listed publicly. Sometimes they're DNC. Sometimes you're going to have 0 emails or maybe 5 emails that are affiliated with that. So it takes time, but as you're setting up a farm, it takes time anyway. So what we're going to do is take the time to set it up. And then once you get it set up, there's so many different things that you can actually do with them. In Moxi Present, I can send a presentation to an entire group, which I could name a farm. So I could take this wizard article that we have and I could send it to my entire farm like that. Or I could set everybody up on new listing alerts or new just solds. Or obviously neighborhood news would be something I want to, or you know what, maybe I decided I need to monthly send out just comps. Just show them what's selling, whatever that looks like. So anyways, what you're going to do, that's still downloading. I'm going to go to people and you got to go to my people. Once you pull up my people, then you're able to come over here to this little cog up here. Well, once it actually loads up, go to people, then my people. Does not like me today. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, this better not make me log back in again.
This is powerful right here. We really need this. For the phone, for the newsletter, for updates. That's what he's doing right now.
Okay, go back to the video that I did. I think it was 2 weeks ago with Chris Weed. It was Wednesday. Oh yeah, go grab food and stuff too. But pay attention. It's whatever we did. It's Wisdom Wednesday with Chris Reed, and we actually kind of went over this. Look at this. Okay. This is no, you're okay. This is what happens. Like this is a known issue that's been happening, and everybody's been. A lot of people. I probably had about 25 people have this issue.
This right here is so perfect.
Oh my gosh, we may not be able to do this at this time. So as you can see, so Stacy and Clark, this is an issue with Moxi right now, probably about the past week and a half. They're working on support to actually fix it, but there's been a hiccup with trying to log in, going to this page every time. Go back to the Wisdom Wednesday because I don't know. I'm going to try and see, but it might take me a few minutes to go through and reset cookies and. No, you're fine.
Wisdom Wednesday with who?
Chris Reed. Yep. What's that? What do you mean? Well, ideally, the best thing to do is close it down. I'm going to try and reset my cookies and see. Reset my cookies. Man, I smell tacos. Someone got tacos. It smells fantastic in here. I hope you guys aren't hungry. I hope you guys aren't hungry. It's probably because I have too much stuff going on. Yeah, we might have to call quits for right now. I apologize, everyone online. So yeah, I will be sending out some. It's definitely not a one pager for any of this stuff. It's going to be multiple pages to show how to do some of that stuff. But I will be doing a one pager for the whole farming thing because we're going to take it up a notch. Like if you truly want to farm, does anybody use RSP? Okay, let's say you use RSP, then someone says, hey, I looked at your property. Then what I want you to do is I want you to make a CMA. Do a full-blown CMA on that property they looked at. Take 5 pages out of it just to kind of get their interest. Walk to their house, drop it off, put a QR code at the bottom for the presentation so they can click on it and go to the full presentation so they can look at it all. Boom, shakalaka, and then set them up with all the other stuff. Just a lot of stuff. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hang up with everybody here. Thank you for joining. Sorry about the hiccups with this. I'm glad you got to see it because this is the learning pains with being early. And Stacey, if you want to reach out later so we can chat, or Clarissa, just let me know. You have specific questions and all that good stuff, please just let me know. Hopefully you guys got some good info. All right, see y'all later.